Okay, be honest. When you saw the title, Who is Nobody, you probably thought one of two things. Either this is a weird philosophy channel that's about to get way too deep, or it's a guy with 0 subscribers trying to be inspirational. Pauses, smiles, and you're half right. I am nobody. But I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about you and the surprising superpower you've had all along, hidden inside the one word you probably hate: average. Let me introduce you to Chloe. Chloe just got into her dream university. On paper, she's a success story. But from the moment she stepped on campus, she felt like a fraud. Everyone in her introductory physics class seemed to already understand quantum entanglement. They'd casually debate it over coffee like it was the plot of a Netflix show. Chloe. She was still trying to figure out which building her class was in. She'd raise her hand to ask a question, her voice would get all squeaky, and she'd immediately regret it, convinced everyone was thinking, how did she get in here? She started skipping study groups, not because she didn't need help, but because she was terrified of being exposed as the one nobody who didn't belong. She thought, I'm not a genius. I'm just me. And isn't enough for this place. Her highlighters were organized by a color-coded system so complex it could have landed her a job at NASA. The notes, beautiful. Did she understand a single word of them? Not a chance. It was a masterpiece of productive procrastination. Chloe confused the starting line for the finish line. She thought everyone else was racing ahead, when in reality, they were all just tying their shoes, pretending they knew how to double knot them. Here's the truth. You weren't given a spot at the table by accident. You earned it. Stop asking if you belong and start deciding what you'll build now that you're here. Now, meet Mark. Mark works in a sprawling office complex. His official title is Associate Data Strategist. His unofficial title, the guy who makes the graphs go brr. For 8 hours a day, he moves data from one spreadsheet to a slightly more colorful spreadsheet. His biggest daily thrill is finding a new function in Excel. Pauses. Yeah, let that sink in. His dream was to be a writer. His laptop notes are filled with story ideas, characters, fragments of dialogue. But after a day of making graphs for a report about, let's say, the market saturation of rubber bands, his creativity is zapped. He's on autopilot. He watches the clock, lives for the weekend, and feels a tiny piece of his soul get vacuumed away with the office carpet every evening. He looks at successful authors online and thinks, they're somebodies. They have something special. I'm just a nobody pushing paper. That voice tells him his dream is a silly hobby, not a real possibility. His most passionate conversation all week was about the correct way to load the dishwasher in the office kitchen. He was team pre-rinse. It got heated. He's still not over it. Mark made a classic mistake. He traded his name for a title. Don't let a job description describe your life. That dream isn't a hobby. It's a part of you on pause. And the world doesn't need more cogs in the machine. It needs the engineers who aren't afraid to build a new one. So what do Chloe and Mark have in common? They're both trapped, but not by their circumstances. They're trapped by somebody else's mindset. They're constantly comparing their behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. The first part of the nobody mindset is this: realizing you're a nobody is the ultimate liberation. It's freedom. Think about it. The somebodies, they have a brand to uphold, a reputation to maintain. They have to stay in their lane. But you're nobody. You have nothing to uphold. You have no lane. You can build a whole new highway. You can try, fail, pivot, and experiment because the pressure of being someone is off. You're free to become anyone. This isn't a downgrade. This is a strategic advantage. This is your blank canvas. No, for my favorite story. This one's about Maria. Maria was a baker. Not a fancy pastry chef, a baker. She made bread and cupcakes for a local grocery store. She dreamed of starting her own business, a little online store selling her unique, quirky cakes. But the voice was loud. You're just a baker. You're not a business mogul. You don't have an MBA. Who do you think you are? For years, she did nothing. Then, the pandemic hit. Hours got cut. Suddenly she had time. And fear. Lots of fear. But necessity is a powerful motivator. With a shaky hand, she created a simple Instagram page. Her first post was a video of her frosting a cake. You could hear her dog barking in the background. The lighting was her kitchen fluorescence. It was authentic. She posted it. A few friends liked it. Then a stranger commented, "That looks amazing. Do you deliver?" Her heart exploded. Order 5-1. She was so nervous she almost forgot the sugar, but she did it. Then came order Fay 2, then for 10. Then a local magazine did a feature on pandemic passion projects. A year later, she's hired her first employee. She's not a mogul. But she's not just a baker anymore. She's Maria, the founder. Her first business expense was a pack of glittery frosting that exploded in her kitchen. Her dog had glitter on him for a week. He was fabulous, but it was a logistical nightmare. Maria didn't wait for permission to become a somebody. She gave herself permission to start as a nobody. And that's the secret. You don't need a business card to start a business. You don't need a title to lead. You just need to start and let your work introduce you. This leads us to the second and most crucial part of the nobody mindset. It's not a mindset of being nobody. It's a mindset of action and authenticity. The somebody mindset says, I will act when I have the credentials, the perfect setup, the guarantee of success. That day never comes. The nobody mindset says, I will act now with what I have where I am because my authentic effort is enough. It's about embracing the messy, imperfect, glitter, exploding journey. It's about understanding that your value isn't in your title, your followers, or your test scores. It's in your grit, your willingness to try, and your ability to be real in a world full of filters. Your authenticity is your signature. It's what makes people connect with you. Maria's shaky video with the dog barking was more powerful than a polished ad because it was real. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with effort. They connect with struggle. They connect with nobodies who are trying. So, who is nobody? Let's get philosophical for a sec. Nobody is the courage to try when you're not guaranteed to win. Nobody is the resilience to get a 68% and still show up for the next test. Nobody is the spark of creativity you feel after a long day of making graphs. Nobody is the first small, scary step that Maria took. Nobody isn't a person. Nobody is a mindset. It's the quiet, stubborn decision to build something from nothing. It's the most powerful creative force on the planet. And it lives inside you. The next time you feel like a nobody, insignificant, overlooked, or average, I want you to remember this. I want you to smile. I want you to straighten your back and own it. Because you're not empty. You're full of potential. You're not a background character. You're the author of your story. And you have to remember this one thing. If nobody can do it, so can you. We're building a family here at Nobody Mindset. A family of artists, thinkers, dreamers, and doers who are tired of waiting for permission to become somebodies and are ready to embrace the powerful, freeing, world-changing nobody mindset. If you want to be part of this family, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss this journey. But more importantly, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one thing you're going to do this week? No matter how small, with your nobody mindset. Because this isn't just my journey, it's ours. I'm Nobody, and I'll see you in the next one.